The backlog, a term used to describe the numerous uncompleted games a gamer has in their collection. The backlog is often flooded by things such as Steam sales, and even though you're drowning in uncompleted games due to your limited time, you're a gamer. You're copping that newish. Then you're hopping on social media to complain about the games being $70 as if you couldn't wait for them to go on sale. I recently completed God of War Ragnarok. There will be a link in the description box below if you haven't seen my uninstall video, but that's only one game. I'm still drowning. At the time of this recording, I have yet to complete all of the most anticipated games of 2022 for me. I've still got to get through Final Fantasy Crisis Core Remake, Bayonetta 3, and High on Life. And what's the best way to celebrate my poor time management skills? Sharing my most anticipated games of 2023 with you all, of course.
You're out of control.
So here's how this video is gonna go. This is not a listicle. I am not ranking these games in any particular order. I am simply sharing the games that I believe could contend for the 2023 Game Awards and games that I plan to stream and review right here on this channel. I'm gonna break things down by month, so that means I'm only highlighting games that have definitive release dates at the time of this recording. Hopefully, I can put you onto some dope stuff so that you have something to spend all that Christmas money on besides becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below the video player. Wink, wink, wink.
Let's hope they spend some money in town.
January is a little light on new releases, but there's a couple titles worth highlighting in my opinion. You can use these games to escape your annoying peers who keep making the same tacky, I haven't seen you since last year type jokes.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
First up is the Dead Space remake. This one drops January 27th and is being built from the ground up with all new and improved visuals and audio. Dead Space 1 and 2 are my favorite horror games of all time. But if we're being honest, this is more of a back burner type of game for me. This is something to play later in the year when it goes on sale. I'm only highlighting it because it is a classic game, and if you haven't played it, you might as well play the best version the same way I keep screaming about the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. But 3 days before Dead Space drops, Forspoken is due for release on the 24th. Forspoken's a new IP from Square Enix starring a girl in a magical world. I don't know much about the story, but the gameplay looks awesome. The way she traverses the environment with such fluidity and the large number of spells you have access to looks dope. There is a demo out now on PS5 that you can try for free, but if you don't have time to check it out, I did drop a video sharing my impressions of the Forspoken demo. The title of that video is Forspoken Embraces Black Girl Magic. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Now with the January games out of the way, I know what you're thinking.
It's Black History Month.
And you'd be correct, my brother. It's also the month we see Hogwarts Legacy. This is the new action-adventure RPG set in the Harry Potter universe. You get to create your own wizard, explore the world, make dialogue choices, and indulge in magic combat. It seems like every few years there's a new trend in gaming. I mean, between Hogwarts and Forspoken, I wonder if magic is the next wave in the gaming industry. If it is, I want to be a black bull. During February, you'll also see the release of Wild Hearts. This is a new IP, and it's Koei Tecmo and EA's take on the Monster Hunter formula. It features an original storyline and online co-op with up to parties of 3. They've been slow to release new details on this game, but from what I know, they are banking on their engineering system to help them make this game stand out. Your hero can build objects out of thin air to help fight the monsters and sway the tide of battle. So if Monster Hunter type games are your thing, keep an eye out for Wild Hearts when it releases on February 16th. The 21st is the release of Atomic Heart. This is a story-driven FPS RPG with tons of style and flair. What piques my interest is the storyline. It takes place in this what-if universe where the Soviet Union takes over and it creates a bunch of wild technology. You'll have access to tons of cool abilities, the combat looks fast-paced, and it borrows a lot of the storytelling cues from BioShock. And the best part is, this one will be free on the Game Pass. As a bonus, I thought I'd make you all aware that the PlayStation VR 2 is dropping February 22nd alongside Horizon Call of the Mountain. Now, I personally don't care because Sony has a bad habit of not supporting their peripherals. PlayStation Vita, PlayStation Move. But if this video gets to 5,000 likes, I will do my best to try to get my hands on a PlayStation 2 VR to produce some content. Maybe we can do some live streams as well as some reviews on the headset and some of the games, because the reality is that $550 price tag is no joke. So allow me to be the guinea pig. But once again, get the video to 5,000 likes.
Not a bad deal.
Moving on to March. March is stacked with heavy hitters, and it starts at the top of the month. March 9th will finally see the release of one of the most anticipated games since Kingdom Hearts 3.
Look at this.
I'm talking about Ubisoft Skull and Bones. I'm sorry. The joke was there. I just had to do it. Anyways, the games really worth playing in March are Wolong, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and the Resident Evil 4 remake. Wolong drops March 3rd, and it is the latest Soulsborne type game from the makers of Nioh. This one is set in China, and it utilizes Chinese culture to provide a rich world that is waiting to kick your ass. This was a day one cop for me when Lu Bu first appeared in the announcement trailer. I mean, who doesn't love? Oh no, it's Lu Bu. I'm ready for that man to stress me out. Also, Wolong, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the game. That game will be free on Game Pass day one. So if you own Game Pass, you might not even have to spend any cash. I'm definitely spending some cash on Jedi Survivor. That is the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, which is a fantastic game if you haven't played it already. Our hero Cal Kestis is back and more stressed than ever, judging by his beard that he's grown from the last game. From the trailers, it looks like there's more emphasis on parkour, and I'm curious to see how combat and his force abilities develop. I'm also curious to see how Respawn handles the elephant in the room. The original game took place between episodes 3 and 4. The Jedi Order is dead. It left off with him trying to restore it, but we already know how this story ends. Respawn has a lot of restraints they have to work within, and if they don't, they're gonna piss off the Star Wars fan base because it's already been confirmed Cal Kestis is canon. But this is Respawn. They're known for Titanfall, Apex Legends, Fallen Order, and the original Modern Warfares before they left Infinity Ward. I'm not saying that they will pull this off, but I'm saying that if anyone can, it's them. I just pray that if the ending in this game is fire, Disney doesn't retcon everything Cal Kestis does at a later date like they did with Starkiller. I don't care what anyone says. The light side ending to the original Force Unleashed is one of my favorite endings in a video game. It's the whole reason I still walk around saying,
I lied.
Last, and certainly least in my book, is Resident Evil 4's remake. Resident Evil 4 is my favorite in the series, don't get it twisted, but I'd put this title in the same category as I did with the Dead Space remake earlier. It's something I'll play when it goes on sale, but I'm sorry, my time is limited, and I don't want to hear Ashley Graham over Cal Kestis. Sue me.
Maybe I will.
April is known for two things: April Fool's jokes and April showers may bring flowers. Sadly, when it comes to the month of April game releases, it's a joke because we're not showered with anything worth clamoring about. In April, we get the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. In my opinion, the Battle Network series was always the best Mega Man after the X series. This collection adds online play, so that's cool, but unless you're an old man like me, you most likely don't care. Dead Island 2 also drops on April 28th. It's been in development hell for the last 10 years. Truthfully, I see nothing worth being excited about from its gameplay, but I know some of you out there might enjoy a new co-op zombie experience. I'm only picking up Dead Island 2 if my backlog is cleared, and what did I say earlier in this video? I'm drowning, so I doubt it. May is also light on releases, but the releases we get are some heavy hitters. First off, we get the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Can I just say we don't really know much about this game at the moment? It's listed for May 12th, but all we know is that Breath of the Wild was fire, and we expect that formula to be taken to the next level. I'm willing to bet Nintendo's gonna be doing several major Nintendo Directs leading up to the game's release in 2023, so keep your eye out for new info coming in the months. Also keep an eye out for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. This is the new game from Rocksteady, you know, the same team responsible for the classic Batman Arkham series. Suicide Squad is a 4-player co-op game where you can control Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and Boomerang Man. If you have not seen gameplays, do yourself a favor and pause this video and check out the gameplay on YouTube. What stood out to me is the pace of the game and the verticality. It just looks like it's gonna be old-fashioned arcade fun with friends. The story looks fire too. From what I can tell, it looks like Brainiac found a way to mind control the Justice League, and it's up to the Suicide Squad to take them down. This game has the potential for some amazing boss fights and set pieces. Not to mention, it was revealed during the Game Awards that Kevin Conroy, aka the GOAT Batman, will be returning to voice Batman one last time as he recorded everything before his passing. RIP to him. The one negative thing that I have to bring up for this game, for those of you unaware, is that the founders of Rocksteady did recently leave the studio, and whenever founders leave their studio mid-development, Bioware, it's usually not a good sign. I'm not saying Suicide Squad is the next Mass Effect Andromeda, but I am saying it doesn't hurt to sleep with one eye open. I'm hoping for the best.
Let us pray.
The last month worth noting is June. June is absolutely insane for new game releases. The 3 noteworthy titles include Street Fighter 6, Final Fantasy 16, and Diablo 4. Priority for me is Street Fighter 6 and Final Fantasy 16. I'm excited about Street Fighter 6 because Capcom is finally listening to the community. They've put heavy emphasis on getting their netcode right by implementing rollback netcode, which means we should have a smoother online experience, something akin to Killer Instinct or Guilty Gear Strive. They also have a new open world mode and new characters to play as, so it should be a good time with friends. Final Fantasy 15 speaks for itself. I don't know anything about the story, its characters, or the world. All I know is the combat looks awesome and the scale of the battles look epic. Square is coming off of the Final Fantasy VII Remake and the Crisis Core Remake, which are both heaters, so I have faith that they can knock it out of the park again with another rich adventure. Now, as for Diablo 4, I am a fan of dungeon crawlers. I love Diablo, I love Torchlight, but I think I'm gonna pick this one up when the price drops. I only have so much free time, and dungeon crawlers require too much attention with they grind. But you know what doesn't require much attention? Me showing love to those who support this channel. When you become a member by clicking the join button below the video player, you're directly supporting my ability to be a full-time content creator, and you get more of what you love. So I want to give a special shout out to all those joining level ninjas in our village. That includes It's a Savage 813, MK10, Black Gintoki, Cedric Johnson, Dope as Reg, Dev, Stead Laurent, Theta, Black Panda, Mr. Lashant, Escorns, Elite Jersey 92, The Art Goon, Isaiah Russell, James, just James, Zayna Rain, Savage Raccoon, Visual Sound, Terry Sum, ODM3 Productions, and Ambi Vertical. Thanks to you and all our other getting and tuning ninja, the village shall remain safe, which means I can keep my lights on. If you'd like to join the ranks of the other joining ninja, click the join button below the video player and check out some of the cool perks offered for each level of our channel memberships. And while you do that, allow me to list some of the cool looking games coming in 2023, but they have yet to be given a definitive release date. Keep an eye out for Assassin's Creed Mirage, Alan Wake 2, Armored Core 6, Blue Protocol, Crash Team Rumble, Flintlock, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Pikmin 4, Redfall, Remnant 2, Star Wars Hunters, Starfield, and The Wolf Among Us 2. I don't want to hear anyone say it's no games to play. 2022 was a great year in my opinion, and 2023 is looking to be even better. So plan accordingly. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're new here. Happy hunting, gamers.